Back, it's Destination Newry, broadcasting to the world from the historic and ancient town of Newry, the burgeoning new city of Newry. Take your pick, whichever way you want it, and we'll do it. It's a bit like Derry stroke Londonderry, where are you the city of Newry or the town of Newry? For those of a certain genre, it will always be the town, especially someone who came to Newry first in 1999. And that's your dear self, Wendy. You're very, very welcome back. Wendy Walker from the PSNI, talking to me today about this awful business that seems to be gaining in popularity, the attack on old people in their homes. We have had priests attacked in their homes. We have had old couples attacked in their homes. We have had individuals attacked in their homes. It's ongoing. There seems to be a type of person out there who is singling out elderly, weak, vulnerable people and going after them. How serious is the problem from the police point of view?
Well, Ron, I would have to say that I know you've talked a lot there, and what you've said sounds like it's a huge problem, but actually, it's attacks against the elderly is relatively low. Relatively low.
But it's not relatively low in this area over the last while. Relative to what, you know? But yes. I mean, it's of huge importance to the person who is violated in his or her own home.
Absolutely.
Is there something, Wendy, that can be done immediately to make people feel better and feel safer in their homes?
Yes, there is, and I would have to say we've been working very hard with community safety, which is my genre. To do things to make people feel safe in their home, and there are some things, and I have touched on it. It is relatively low, but for that person who's already been a victim, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. So there are some things, and as I say, we've been working very hard. PSNI have been working very hard in the area. We work in partnership with lots of other agencies to try and reduce crime and reduce the fear of crime.
Okay, if I'm an old, well, I am an old guy, I'm 70 for God's sake. If I want to feel better in my home, what immediately should I do?
Well, I think you need to be thinking about your home. There's some simple things that you can do, like be mindful. Be mindful. If you're in your home, it is your castle. It is your castle, and you should feel that you can leave your windows open, leave your doors open.
Shoot anybody who comes in.
No, no, wrong.
Reasonable force.
Wrong.
No. Oh no, she's taking away all my weapons.
No, absolutely not. But you can do things. Be mindful.
Yeah.
You hear us talk about most callers to your home will be genuine callers, but there are those that come to your home that are not genuine, and they're not there, and they will be locally known as bogus callers or distraction burglars. Some simple measures like don't open your door to strangers. There is a system out there, you maybe have already heard of it, called Quick Check. And that's a system where someone comes to your door and you know you don't recognise them, you don't open their door. If people at your door are genuine, they'll have identification. So you ask for the identification, and then you can make a call to Quick Check, which is a free phone telephone service.
Yeah.
And you can take the pass off or the ID of the person. You can make the call to the company. It's free phone, and if that person's genuine, they'll not mind waiting.
Of course,
they'll not mind waiting.
And it's not going to take a month of Sundays to get this person checked.
No, it's not. And when they make that call, they'll say, "This person's at my door. Are they genuine?" And if they are, that's fine. And if not, the company Quick Check, they'll phone the police.
Wendy, how do we get the number for Quick Check?
It's out there. It's genuinely. We have little leaflets. We have little stickers. We
so
are
we can get those leaflets where?
From your local police officers, from your local neighbourhood police officers. Yeah. Our partner agencies also have it. It's on our website. And
what about people? What about buddying up with your neighbour, so to speak?
Yes.
That you've got a good line of communication to your neighbour.
Yes, I was just going to speak about that. The other very popular scheme that we run, and very, very successful here in Newry and Mourne, is the Neighbourhood Watch scheme. Neighbourhood Watch.
Seen it, yeah, I've heard of this.
If our older community are not involved in it, they can be. Any residential area can have a Neighbourhood Watch scheme, and we have many schemes here, and we, as the local police, are involved in setting those up with our communities. Great scheme. Very simple scheme, and that gives you peace of mind. Neighbourhood Watch is all about making people feel safe, giving them the tools to protect themselves, their property. Everybody looks out for each other, and that's what I would stress, that you would want our communities to, if there are older people in our communities, vulnerable people, that they, everybody looks out for everybody else.
But the safety within your home begins within your head.
Very much so. Very much so.
Because you have a responsibility to yourself.
You do.
And if you just go, hello, come on in, wow, you're in for a big surprise.
Yes.
Very often. But I think it's good. You were quite right at the beginning to emphasise that the attacks on people in their homes, while it's hit the headlines over the last month, 6 weeks, they're relatively few, and people can feel quite safe at home.
Very much so.
And they enhance that safety by being careful.
Yes.
What about community policing officers?
Yes.
Are they good in this area? They'll come?
Yes, we have, we call them neighbourhood police officers. We have local teams. And every officer will have a particular beat area. That's a section that they have to look after. And for us, it's vitally important that we build on those relationships.
You get to know people.
Very much so, very much so. And those are the officers that can work with our communities, with our older community, and be able to tap in and provide the services. Those officers will know about Quick Check, they'll know about Neighbourhood Watch, and they'll know about other schemes like, and I haven't touched on it yet, is the Good Morning Northern Ireland Network.
And what is that, Wendy?
Service. That's a free phone service. So for someone living in the community who maybe lives alone, maybe they have family, but the family live quite a distance away. And the Good Morning Northern Ireland Network is where you can say, I would like to avail of that service. And what that means is that's a phone call they get every day from someone who cares, where they can share their concerns and their worries. That can be signposted to community activities, community services.
And I can say, I can actually feel confident enough to say to the person, look, am I silly, but there's something odd going on down at that street at night. What do you think I should do? Something as simple as that, Wendy.
It's again a very simple scheme, but allows people to feel that somebody cares. Somebody's out there that cares, and it's that phone call every day. Just check you're okay, if there's any concerns. And if there's no response to the phone call, well then the Good Morning Network
will go into action. They know what to do.
Yes.
I feel instantly warmer and more protected and more cared for. That's great. Thank you very much indeed. You're wonderful. Listen, come back to us again. You guys come into us quite regularly, and it's so good. But this is additional to what you normally do, because we wanted to put this thing to bed, get rid of this notion of people going to be murdered in their beds. That's not going to happen. But they can be attacked, and we need to be careful. Wendy,
thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Go well. Take care.
Thank you.
Some music, sir.